I scoured the depths of Reddit to find the best side hustles so you don't have to. And I'll be rating each one based on 3 criteria: how hard it is to get started, how much time it takes, and how much money you could be making. So whether you're looking to make a little extra cash or start your own full-fledged business, keep watching so I can show you what I found out.
I heard once about someone selling Ethernet cables. Just buy a ridiculous long cable, and when someone asks for a specific length, make it. Not so much investment cost, and learning to make Ethernet cables isn't difficult at all. Thought it was pretty genius.
Starting this side hustle may not be too difficult, as all you really need is a long Ethernet cable, a way to cut it, and some basic packaging materials to sell the portions you cut. It may also take a little bit of time to learn the basics of how Ethernet cables work. Overall, I would rate the ease of getting this side hustle started as a 5 out of 10. The amount of work required for this side hustle may depend on how much business you get. If you have a lot of customers, you may need to spend a fair amount of time cutting and packaging portions of the Ethernet cable. Additionally, you will need to manage any customer inquiries or complaints that may arise. However, compared to other side hustles, the workload for this one may be relatively light. Overall, I would rate the amount of work required for this side hustle as a 7 out of 10. It's difficult to predict how much money you could exactly make with this side hustle, as it may depend on a variety of factors such as the cost of the long Ethernet cable, the cost of packaging materials, and how much you could charge per portion. Additionally, demand for this service may fluctuate. If you can find a good supplier and offer competitive prices, you may be able to make a decent profit. Overall, I would rate the potential earnings for this side hustle as a 5 out of 10.
Flipping bikes. Set a Craigslist alert for name brands, and have a Tartar price point in mind. Oftentimes you can resell it at a slightly higher price with minimal maintenance like fixing flats and changing bar grips. I just bought a new single-speed Fuji for $120 and can likely resell it for $160 to $200 simply by cleaning the bike, posting good photos, and a description that highlights the bike features. One thing, don't buy stolen bikes. Always check the serial number on bikeindex.org.
Starting this side hustle will require some initial investment in purchasing used bikes and tools for maintenance. You will also need to have some knowledge about bike maintenance and repair, as well as familiarity with the market for used bikes in your area. However, with some research and effort, you should be able to get started pretty easily. Overall, I would rate the ease of getting this side hustle started as a 7 out of 10. Flipping bikes requires a fair amount of physical work, as you will need to clean, repair, and customize the bikes to make them more appealing to potential buyers. You will also need to spend time researching and pricing the bikes, as well as finding buyers. Depending on how much you want to make, you may need to invest significant time and effort into this side hustle. Overall, I would rate the amount of work required for this side hustle as a 5 out of 10. The potential for profit in this side hustle can be significant, as you can buy bikes at a very low price and sell them at a much higher price after making some improvements. However, the exact amount you can make will depend on various factors, such as the quality of the bikes you find, how much work you put into them, and how well you can market the bikes to potential buyers. With some experience and a good eye for quality bikes, you could potentially make a decent amount of money as a side hustle. Overall, I would rate the possible earnings for this side hustle as a 9 out of 10.
I do textbook arbitrage. Source my books for cheap on places like eBay and sell them via Amazon Prime. I only spend about an hour a day on it, but it pays my mortgage, so I'm happy.
Starting this side hustle requires some initial investment to purchase the textbooks, and you will need to have some knowledge of the textbook market and which books are in demand. Additionally, you will need to create an Amazon seller account and navigate their selling platform, which can be somewhat complex. However, with some research and effort, you will be on your way. Overall, I would rate the ease of getting this side hustle started as a 5 out of 10. Buying and selling textbooks can be relatively straightforward, but you will need to spend some time researching which books to buy and at what price, as well as managing your inventory and shipping out orders. You will also need to stay on top of market trends and adjust your prices accordingly to stay competitive. Overall, I would rate the amount of work required for this side hustle as a 6 out of 10. The potential for profit in textbook arbitrage can be significant, as textbooks can have a high profit margin and there is always demand for them among college students. However, the exact amount you can make will depend on various factors, such as the availability of books in your area, your ability to find and purchase books at a low cost, and your marketing and pricing strategies. With some experience and a good understanding of the market, you could potentially make a decent amount of money as a side hustle. Overall, I would rate the potential earnings for this side hustle as a 9 out of 10.
I do watercolor renderings of people's homes. It's all run through an Instagram account and email. I can knock them out in about 2 hours now and make anywhere from $50 to over $200.
Now I know what you're thinking. Brandon, I can't draw to save my life. And that's okay. What you have to think about is how this person was able to take their talent as well as something they enjoy and monetize it. For example, I am horrible at painting, but I do enjoy music and things like playing piano. And I used to have a little piano business that I ran where I would come to people's houses and teach their kids, and not only was that a great way to make money, but it was also very rewarding teaching these kids something I was passionate about. But for this instance, let's rate this particular side hustle. This side hustle has a moderate level of difficulty to get started. You will need to invest in some supplies such as watercolor or painting materials, paper or canvas, and possibly some framing or packaging materials. Additionally, you'll need to create a portfolio of your work to show potential customers, and you'll need to market yourself to reach your target audience. However, with some effort and dedication, it's certainly possible to get started in this side hustle relatively easily. Overall, I would rate the ease of getting this side hustle started as a 6 out of 10. This side hustle will require a significant amount of time and effort, especially if you want to produce high quality custom pieces of art, and each painting will likely take several hours to complete. However, if you enjoy painting and are passionate about your work, this side hustle can be fulfilling and enjoyable despite the workload. Overall, I would rate the amount of work required for this side hustle as a 5 out of 10. The earning potential for this side hustle can vary widely depending on your pricing strategy, your target market, and the level of demand for your art. You may need to invest some time and resources in building a portfolio and market yourself to attract customers, and it may take some time to build a steady stream of orders. However, if you are able to create high quality, personalized pieces of art and price them appropriately, you could potentially make a decent income from this side hustle. Overall, I would rate the potential earnings for this side hustle as an 8 out of 10.
I run a small wedding business where I escort your dog to your wedding and handle them for photos or for ceremony assistance. Since I started doing this, I have had one wedding a week. Depending how long the bride and groom want their dog there, distance to drive, and any extra care for pets afterwards, I'm charging around $75 per hour, more if I need to hire an extra person to help when I have 3 or more dogs. Some couples want me to come to rehearsals too, usually bringing in about $300 each week.
Starting a pet wedding business can be a little more challenging than other side hustles since you'll need to ensure you have a good understanding of dog behavior, safety protocols, and pet care services. You also need to create a marketing strategy to reach your target audience and build relationships with venues and wedding planners. Overall, I would rate the ease of getting this side hustle started as a 7 out of 10. Providing wedding services for dogs requires a lot of time and effort, especially on the big day. You'll need to be present throughout the event to make sure the dog is comfortable and taken care of. You will have to put in the effort to build a reliable reputation and work to develop strong relationships with your clients. However, if you love being with animals and are fine with doing this on your weekend, then it might not seem like that much work. Overall, I would rate the amount of work required for this side hustle as a 5 out of 10. There is a good chance to earn a decent income with this type of side hustle. As pet owners consider their pets a member of their family, they are willing to spend more on them to ensure they are part of their special day. You can offer different packages with different price points depending on the services you offer. Additionally, the potential for referrals is higher, which can help grow your business. Overall, I would rate the potential earnings for this side hustle as a 10 out of 10.
My boyfriend picks up a lot of cash walking and boarding dogs on Rover and Wag. It's insane how many people will throw him $20 to walk a dog or $500 to let their chihuahua crash on his couch for a week while they are out of town. It's great for him because he gets exercise and likes petting dogs.
Starting a pet sitting business on Rover is relatively easy as the platform is already established and has a large user base. You will need to create a profile and set your prices, but there aren't many barriers to entry beyond that. Overall, I would rate the ease of getting this side hustle started as a 9 out of 10. The amount of work you'll need to put in will depend on how many clients you have and how much time you're willing to dedicate to the job. However, pet sitting can be relatively low maintenance as long as you're able to provide a safe and comfortable environment for the pets in your care. However, similar to the last side hustle, if you enjoy being around animals, then this might seem like hardly any work at all. Overall, I would rate the amount of work required for this side hustle as a 7 out of 10. The amount of money you can make on Rover will depend on a few factors such as your experience, location, and the types of services you offer. Rates for pet sitting can range from around $20 to $60 per night, but you'll need to factor in Rover's fees as well. Overall, while it's possible to make decent money through Rover, it's not likely to be a significant source of income on its own. Overall, I would rate the potential earnings for this side hustle as a 6 out of 10. As we've seen from the side hustles that we've discussed, making money does not always have to feel like a chore. So when you're looking for a side hustle, think about what you love or enjoy doing. This could be anything from cooking to photography to even gardening. By finding a way to monetize your passions, you may be able to turn your hobby into a lucrative source of income while still enjoying the process along the way. And as always, thanks so much for watching my video, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to keep updated with my latest personal finance videos.